Hey everybody, my name is Azra. Welcome to Cosmic Porch. Thank you so much for popping on to the YouTube channel here for a little bit of Ascension support. I'm going to start doing some videos regarding the Ascension process that we are in collectively as humanity, and hope to provide a platform for all of us to be able to speak candidly and openly about some of the things that we are experiencing as our awakening begins, as it unfolds, and give us a sense of community in this really unique, beautiful time that we are living in. I began my awakening in 2014, and I didn't even know what the word meant then. And you could be in that boat, or you could be very well into your awakening, and we're looking forward to you sharing your insights. When I first started mine, I didn't know what Kundalini meant. I had no idea how to put into words what I was experiencing internally or externally in my realities. And I hope to ease this transition with this platform for people who are beginning their journey, and to give us a real place to ground what we've experienced, the sacred experience. It's so beautiful. It can be overwhelming. It can be scary. It can be all things, right? And it can be, and it can express in so many different ways. But what it boils down to mostly is that when you begin your awakening, you're going to be experiencing some things that the rest of the people directly around you are not experiencing. And that can be stunning and confusing and exhilarating. All things, again. So this opportunity that we have to come together here, I just want you to be able to speak candidly and to share your experience, and to know that you're not alone, and that we are part of an enormous picture, a much bigger picture than any of us can really, well, some of us can have an idea now, because we've been through, in this process for some time, and recognize our multidimensionality and possibly our off-world origins. I didn't, until a few years into my awakening, really fully start to ground in what I was experiencing, even though I was aware of what I was experiencing, of course, because you're experiencing it. However, I didn't know at the time how to really internalize it and benefit from it. For that reason, like, sometimes it felt like it was out of control almost, and the Kundalini energy, it's just a flow of energy generally from the base of your spine, could be so powerful. And what do you do with that? Okay, how do you explain that? What does that conversation look like? So I hope, in this platform, please feel free to share as much as you would like about your experience. I'm sure other people have been going through the same thing. And generally, even though we don't have a lot of people speaking to this, lots of people are going through this. Millions of people will go through this. So it will become more mainstream. And this is a good opportunity to start that momentum, I suppose. So as you were awakening to your awakening, what was your experience? What did you hear? What did you see? What did you, did you get downloads? Did you begin speaking light language? And if these words are new for you, feel free, obviously, to check back here, touch base with anybody else, that's commenting, who may be able to help answer your questions. And I'm sure you'll find a ton of support, because we are obviously all in this together. Just not to use I'm not even going to get into that. But it's beautiful to know that other people are going through this, even though you may be the only one in your immediate, in the room that's experiencing these certain things that you're experiencing. So basically, what is that? So the ascension process can be a number of things, and it would be, a million people could describe it a number of different ways. But the commonality is that we're expanding our dimensional awareness from just 3D, so our normal senses that we have, taste, touch, sight, smell, all of those, expand into maybe you're receiving information. Maybe you're seeing entities. There can be a number of different ways that our awakening manifests, but the common thread in that all is that energetically we are experiencing a massive shift personally from on a level of our consciousness. So our consciousness is literally changing. So we're integrating, we're beginning to not only receive information from our higher self or our guides, but we're beginning to integrate our higher self into this physical vessel that we're in. So as that happens, a number of physical, emotional, spiritual things unfold, of course. That's a massive transition. So there can be memories that return from different lifetimes on Earth, or possibly about your off-world origin. There can be deja vu. I think I might have said that one already. There's just a number of different experiences that one might have that I hope to give us a nice platform to start to speak to. And I don't want to say mainstream because that's an antiquated word, I suppose, but just get us familiarized and accepting of these new realities that we find ourselves facing. And also, those around us are accepting of them as well. So when I began my awakening, I had no idea, like I mentioned, what I was experiencing. Deja vu was part of mine. I had wild energy through my body. Mine happened in parallel with some other stuff that I can go into in the future, but there were through my path a number of different times that I would have waves of awakening, and each time it occurred differently. So there is no, formula or nothing you can say, oh, you've hit that mark, then this will happen or something like that. It's not like that. It's unique and individualized for everybody. When I began researching about awakening, I read somebody's experience that spoke about them feeling the sensation of having a sun in their head, like the physical sun. And I didn't really understand what they meant until just recently. I had my third eye chakra open, and that is when I experienced that same feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, that's what that person was explaining. And so some of the things there's not really, that we begin to not only experience, but feel and witness. It's really difficult to put into words because what in the world are you experiencing? I also had the experience of my spirit guide going into my face. Like its face was in my face and I could feel it in my face. And so that was a really amazing, unique experience. Let's see. There were, yeah, the chakras. So your chakras in general, I don't know if you can have the awareness or the feeling of them, but you can actually feel when they pop open. There's like a feeling kind of some of them, or it's a different feeling. Like with my root chakra and sacral chakra, there was a much different feeling, very almost orgasmic feeling. And with no, nothing else, just an energetic feeling. And so there's just so many different ways that these things manifest, and I hope to start normalizing these kinds of conversations and this community that is experiencing this, because there is, like I mentioned, a much bigger picture that we're part of. And I'm so blessed and honored to be here with you guys experiencing this, and really look forward to future conversations.